You. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Huh? Saying, let me chime in. See what's going on. What's going on with y'all out there? What's happening, Clara? Hopefully I said the name right. Yeah, just finished the session. Taking a little time right now for the next one. But I was just like, yeah, let me just come over here, see what y'all folks are up to. You know. I want to get in some stuff on. Yo, I was dealing with a dude yesterday, and nah, it wasn't yesterday. It was probably like last week sometime, and we were talking about, what do you call it? He called it smoke and flow. He called it smoke and flow sessions, right? So it's like, So we were just getting and talking, like, who out there likes to burn smoke, ganja, marijuana before their yoga session? If you do, chime in, you know what I mean? You people out there, like, what do you do on your live? You know what I mean? It's not just listening to what I'm saying, but be interactive, you know? So who burns? Who likes to burn? Who likes to get high before they go into their yoga? I'm curious. Anyone? Maybe I share, maybe more chime in. But we were having that conversation. I was like, I don't know any different. You know what I mean? It's part of the ritual. He said occasionally. You know, I really don't know any different. You know what I mean? I don't even look at and burning. Burning is, it's a liberty for me. It's like one and the same of like drinking water, you know what I mean, brushing my teeth. It's what I do, you know, that enhances my experience in life, period. Do you know what I mean? So really just thinking about, and then got into the whole ganja yoga talking, like, you know, there's a big difference. People need to learn that if you're going to burn and go into your yoga sessions, you know, you don't have to get lit, like extremely high. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to get like wasted. There's no way you could do that. Like, I think people need to learn to ration themselves, you know what I mean? Mixing their ratios a little bit better. It's equivalent of if you're going out there and, I don't know, you're going to the club or something like that, and you're not going to just drink a bottle of whatever rum to the head. You're not going to do that. Your night's going to be over, you know. But those people probably do their mixes. They like their mixed drinks. It's the same thing with burning. You know, if you're going to go into your yoga session burning, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for you to abuse it. Yeah, there we go. You know, I'm glad that you said about medicines. I'm going to go into that as well. But it doesn't make sense you abusing it. You know, it's different. I burn all the time. I don't care. That's what I do. But how I roll my blunts is different. It's different depending on what I'm going to do, really and truly. If it's the end of the day and I'm just going for a walk in the forest or something like that, you better believe I'm getting lit. I'm going in. You know what I mean? Because I'm ready. But if it's something where it may require a little bit more focus on my attention, I'm not going to put a whole bunch of marijuana into that blunt. Even if I'm mixing it, whatever you choose to mix your stuff with, whether you use tobacco or you don't, you know, you could switch. If you are using like say for instance, your ratio may be 50-50. You may have 50% of marijuana and then 50% of whatever you choose to mix it with, cut it with, whether tobacco, your sage, your demeania, whatever else. Okay, but if you're going into a yoga session, don't let it be that same 50-50, you know? Aim more for like almost like a 80-20. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, a 20-80. 20% being the marijuana, 80% being what you cut it with. Or if you want to, just don't roll that big of a spliff. But, I wanted to have a conversation on that. I want someone that actually burns on a regular and goes into your yoga session, to step forward so you can have this discussion about it. But on to the medicines. We call it medicine. Medicine is that's like some new age stuff, like some new age term that we're just classifying these things as. Whether you're having ayahuasca, you're having shrooms, or you're a burner, you're dealing with your marijuana. We're calling it medicine. Let's be real. What is medicine for? Medicine, you take medicine when you're sick. I'm not sick. So I don't consider it a medicine. I'm not sick. Do you know what I mean? You could do these things like, you don't have to have a reason. That's another thing. You don't have to have a reason. If you like to burn, you just like to burn. If you like to do shrooms, you just like to do shrooms. If you like the experience that you have when you go on ayahuasca, that's what you do. You don't have to feel any way about it or feel that you have to justify why you do it. Oh yeah, well, I do shrooms because, I'm trying to heal from my anxieties and my past life. It doesn't always have to be a deep explanation on shit like that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just what you do. Like, that's what you do. I don't think of it as anything different than a hobby, a passion of mine. Some people like to go play basketball. Some people like to play football. Some people like to do yoga. You know what I mean? I like to do yoga movements. I like to cook. I like to do shrooms. That's what I do. I'm not doing shrooms because I'm sick. I'm not doing shrooms because I'm ill. I'm not doing shrooms, because there's some karmic, some limiting karmic, field trapped in my ancestral lineage. No, yo. I'm doing shrooms because I like to do shrooms, I like to explore. I like to go into the realms, the other realms. All this stuff that I've been studying for the last 15 years about subtle energies, yoga, transcendental meditation, astral projection, other realms, raising your vibrations. Those things are great. Those things are great. But if I'm completely honest, a lot of these yogis tell you that they access this and they access that from longer hours of meditation or longer hours of fasting or longer hours. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I've done it all. I've done it all. I've done it all. Whether you're talking about, 56-day fast, longer meditations on all the years, big retreats. And I've never experienced these out-of-body things. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there's an activation within the subtle energies that is within me. But as far as having the out-of-body experience or that rainbow body effect that the yogis would talk about, no, I've never experienced none of that shit. But it's mind-blowing to me that I could take 4 grams of psilocybin, and then 30 minutes later, I'm gone. I'm off into another realm without doing not one motherfucking yoga pose. Not one. Do you know what I mean? So when I made that connection, I was like, shit, this right here, this was the missing link. All that super Heru stuff that I wanted to achieve, through just that I wanted to achieve, it took me connecting and linking another piece of the puzzle with it. For me, it's shrooms. You know what I mean? And it's not something that is new. I know some of you may be on my page and you're like, oh, you're posting, you're sharing shrooms now. Like, nah, I'm just being open with the stuff now, really and truly. I've been on this journey for 23 years. It was like the age of 13 was when I first got into psychedelics. You know what I mean? So that part, that fabric of my heavens has been open. But I know it's like putting these two things together. It's like, oh, it becomes powerful. I guess like when don't get me wrong. Yoga's great. Yoga's great, but yoga's not a god. Yoga's not your end all, be all. Yoga. Please. Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? Some of y'all, when you think about yoga, like you just have like just this limiting perspective on what it is. You feel that you need to be bending yourself up in a pretzel and doing some Bikram shit like every moving second of your day. Hey, guess what? Yo, what go on, Leslie? You think that like some of you are deep. Some of you feel like, oh yeah, just because my name's Rebel Yogi, guess what? Every passing moment, I'm in a meditative pose. I'm trying to put my foot over my head. I'm trying to pull my arm through underneath my legs. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with that shit. Like, y'all are following some of that modern yoga bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean? And then you come to me and you greet me with all these like little flower, I don't know, these yogic flower terms of endearment. Oh, my brother, my king, soul, oh men, da la 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 la. That's whack. That's corny. I don't like that. I'm a down to earth person. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this yoga, this modern yoga is breeding. You know what I mean? It's where we're having a whole new wave of people that feel that I need to say these words if I'm doing yoga or if I'm part of the conscious community. I need to look like this if I'm doing this, if I'm part of this community. Like, it's crap. Yoga's not about none of that, really and truly. You know what I mean? But off of yoga, Smai Tawi is not about none of that. It's a oneness. It's a oneness. It's understanding your place in space and time. Do you know what I mean? Leveling up where it's necessary. It's seeing the interconnectedness in all. Do you know what I mean? We're focusing so much on our body when it comes to yoga or Smai Tawi that we forget that it's the freeing of the mind. Freeing of the mind. Do you know what I mean? So what is also freeing of the mind? Yeah, I'm back to it. Shrooms, psychedelics, that's freeing of the mind. If you're on some stuff like, oh, wow, you're doing drugs, bro. You're doing drugs, man. What's wrong with you? That's some old doctrine shit that you need to let go of. You know what I mean? You're looking to what this society and industry tells you to do. Hey, guess what? If you do this, you're doing drugs. If you do that, you're not. You know what I mean? It's wild. How do you feel that I'm doing drugs when I'm burning? I'm marijuana, right? A damn fucking plant that grows. But you're at the other end of this screen taking a whole bunch of Prozac and whatever, Oxycontin and this and that, and you're just hyped up on this. But because you're getting your stuff prescribed to you from over the counter, hey, it's cool, it's legal, hey. But me, I'm a bad guy because I'm burning herb and I'm eating shrooms. Ooh, ha. That's fucking crazy, right? These are things that we need to let go of that old type of mindset, that old time thought. And we need to just start dealing with some forwardness, you know what I mean? And these are some of the technologies that we could start equipping ourselves with. You know, me, I go into it for the exploration. I love to explore. I love to be outside of my body. I like to be in another realm. You know, this realm here, hey, want to be real? Fuck this realm. Fuck this realm. I'm done with this realm. I don't like this realm at all anymore. I'm more so about being in other realms. We don't deal with the bullshit, you know, your day-to-days, you know, your control stuff. You don't deal with like just these lower energies. I don't got time for it anymore. Remember, we're of spirit. So these type of medicines, teachers, healers, guides, whatever you want to call these things, they open your mind. They unplug you from this matrix that we're living in. You know, that's why I got to keep my circles. Real small. Like when I say even real small, you know what? I can't even lie. I don't even have a circle. I keep my fingers. Like I got fingers. Like I don't even have a circle. Like the people around me. I don't have time for that because a lot of times you're off onto the next. And I like to explore. I'm jumping around. I'm studying this. I'm doing this. I'm doing a whole bunch of left field stuff that people that are too plugged into this society would seem as, oh, that's wrong. That's this. You know, hold on. The whole doing drugs is deeply doctrinated programming and conditioning on the human conditioned mind. Is in our DNA. We need to let that go. Yeah, let go of that shit. I'm with you. You know, it's funny that we look to these people and like, oh, what do you classify as a drug? Please tell me. and we're going through their classifications. Do you know what I mean? But meanwhile, they could dope up so many fucking people, kill people, get people hooked up on drugs, give people other whole bunch of side effects, and we're like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, all right, it's fine. You know what I mean? I could sit down here, burn a spliff, and be cool, right? Burn a spliff and have a mind opening and an elevating conversations. Literally, I'm holding church, right? I'm holding church because I'm talking to your spirit. So I could burn a spliff and literally talk to your spirit, but then I'm a bad guy. But then I could have someone that's next to me he's just drinking alcohol all day. And the more alcohol that he drinks, the stupider he gets and stupider he acts. But that person's cool. It's legal. Yeah, it's not a drug. It's not legal, Semitawi. It's all right. If you're about that, you shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even be here. I'm not even talking to you because whatever I'm saying is going to go over your head and beyond. So if you're about that type, you could just unsubscribe. Don't follow me. Just don't do anything. Just come off my page altogether because you're going to find a hard time digesting whatever is coming out of my mouth now. I want to deal with the tribe, the new tribe. You know what I mean? The new tribe, today's tribe. Who's the tribe now? The tribe of the forward thinkers, the people that are ready to get outside of the self, the people that are not confined by their sex, their religion, their color. Like, I don't want to deal with none of that shit anymore. Like, you know what I mean? I'm off to a new tribe. This is the tribe. This is Smaitawi tribe. That's what I'm about. You know what I mean? So if you're about that, we here. If you're dealing with all that other shit, I'm not for you, really, truly. If you think that what I'm saying right now is fiery and too fiery for you, then you're not about that tribe. You need to exit, So I'm done trying to fit into a specific model for you people that do not want to evolve. If you're fine with how you are, that's cool. But over here, I'm dealing with the evolvers, not even revolvers. The evolvers, right? That are ready to push it beyond. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of these things that we've been given, we've been duped. We need to unlearn that and get back to the real. My guy up here, don't know, but mycelium flowetry, love happy, yeah. Always used before any psychedelic and before a combo. And Sananganga after. Not familiar with the last one. Sananganga. Not familiar with that. But yeah, Hape is dope. Hape is dope. I did that a few times. More around the full moon time. But like that just goes straight. It's like straight to the brain. Like straight to the brain, immediate opening. So maybe that will be a good thing to deal with. Deal with like connecting with the shrooms. I like to go on. I'll probably have to share this, but onto the psychedelics. I want those talkers to come out. Who takes psychedelics? Come out. Let me know. What psychedelics are you into? Are you a burner? Are you not? I'm not here to just talk about. I'm not here to talk about what poses you're going into and how your downward dog looks. Like, no. Where y'all at? Wave, let me know. Chime in. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Hape. Yeah, Hape is basically let me know if I'm explaining right. I think Hape is the pure form of tobacco that's powdered up, and then you snort up the nose. DMT, changa, shrooms. There we go. You see, you're going to become my new best friend, mycelium flowetry. That's what I'm about. Not scared to talk about, the tools that you deal with. That's what we're about. So DMT, I never gone on DMT yet because really and truly, like, shrooms is cool for me. Like, not saying that I wouldn't do DMT, but never been a space and time for it yet. Ayahuasca, I haven't gone on ayahuasca yet because I do want the ayahuasca experience. I want the full experience, being on the land. So whether that's going to like Peru and stuff like that, I want that experience. I don't want to just be here in the UK and then doing ayahuasca in the room. Nah, I don't want that. I want that type of thing. But it's But let me see. The next day, I just focused on the cleanse. What he said, I did Hape, then meditate in the following. He said, focus. Hape is light. Hape is light. I wouldn't consider Hape a psychedelic, but I would really consider Hape more something towards cleansing or opening, releasing blockages. Dear Hape for that. Do you know what I mean? But now, when we get into, let's talk about shrooms. I think some people have a completely different perspective of, we talk about shrooms, magic shrooms, psychedelics, mushrooms. What are you talking about? I'm not talking about chestnut mushrooms. I'm not talking about the store-bought mushrooms. They're labeled as gourmet mushrooms now. Gourmet and medicinal. No. And I'm not talking about your party dosages. Some of us that take magic mushrooms, you just approach it from a light place, from just a party place. Like, it'll be you and 2 or 3 of your homeboys or homegirls. You'll take 2 grams, and then you'll still be drinking your alcohol, and you'll be dancing around, and you're waiting for little visuals and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that shit. Nah. I'm talking about journey into the deep. I'm talking about like body, mind, separated, you exploring, you looking down on yourself, you completely seeing different realms, you being in your room 1 minute and the next minute you're not. And you're in a different place where you're talking and seeing different beings and you're making different connections and you're in a complete different world, different dimension altogether. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm talking about you being there with your partner and you all having going past the point of beyond, past the point of oneness, where you all are having sex and you can't even feel her body. She can't even feel your body. You're literally, you're inside wherever inside is, inside each other's body. It's just a oneness. You have merged into a complete total oneness. Like, that's where I'm talking about going. There was one time that I went on the shrooms and it was deep. I was having an orgasm, and the orgasm was like, it was a multi-dimensional, multi-personal orgasm. I'm talking about, as I was having that orgasm, I was literally getting linked and feeling the connections of other partners, previous partners that I had, all at the same time. It was, I can't even explain it. You know what I mean? I'm talking about stuff like that. Getting outside of just this regular, person, place, thing, this touch, see, smell that we come used to. These things that we're used to. This is for these realms, right? I know that when I'm dealing with the shrooms is a high technology. It's an advanced technology that I'm going into. You know what I mean? Off rip. So knowing that I'm dealing with this advanced technology that could probably be an alien technology as well, you know what I mean? Knowing that these shrooms, when we talk about shrooms and mycelium, these things have been here before us. They predate us millions of years. This is stuff that put together fabrics of what we call planets. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm going into those things, I'm not looking on keeping the connection to things that I deal with here in this place, because, all right, I use particular things as activation. What I mean, some people will take shrooms. They'll go on their party dosage, their little 2-3 gram dosage, and next thing you know, they're still trying to listen to the same music that they jam to here, putting on some DMX and still trying to dance to it, and they're checking their Facebook and checking their Instagram while they're on the shrooms, and they're doing all the same shit that they do on a regular day to day. So I'm like, you have just took something to take you beyond into a whole nother realm, and you're dealing with the bullshit that we deal in this realm. No, I feel that it's a confusion. You're confusing the technology off rip. You know what I mean? You're confusing the technology. When you're going into those things, stay on those dosage for a period of time. But it's not a party recreation thing. You know, maybe alcohol. Alcohol is more of a party recreation thing. Yeah, people like to drink alcohol and it lets them get more loose and stuff like that. No, when I'm talking about psychedelics, that's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do. You know, want to pull back from everyone. If you want to go sit in nature, go sit in nature. You know what I mean? But I really like to, when I'm guiding people, I like to say, yo, find a comfortable place for you. Comfortable place could just be your home, your room. Build yourself up from there and then work your way outside, because outside there's a lot of things that are out of your control. Yes, you're in nature and it's beautiful and like, well, cemetery, why would I want to do it anywhere else? It could be intense if you're not ready for it. You know what I mean? Stay to a place, a safe space that you're able to control more of the environment. So when I enter it, I'm going on, shamanic dosages. Hold on, let me see. You take a little pause. A preview of 5D, New Earth, is in the state of shore. Right on. That's the real higher heights, bro. Yeah. Mushrooms is helping some people heal from some mental illness. Yes, I know. And this is what people want to focus on. Like, oh yeah, the mental illnesses. It's all about the mental illnesses, bro. We're healing. They're using this mental illness stuff and wrapping up the microdosing into that and repackaging it to you. They're literally going to start, watch. In the next year or few years, you're going to see there's going to be psilocybin cubensis, microdoses available over the counter, because it's for the mental health. So they're bringing it in on the mental health little by little, just to make it accepted, just so they could cash into it later on. Watch what I'm telling you. I know that there's tons of benefits about psilocybin. I'm not here to talk about all the tons of benefits. I'm not here to talk about the mental health benefits and how it helps you with your anxiety, how it helps you with depression, no, not to belittle any of those things, but I'm not here to talk about that. You have hundreds of scientists that are on YouTube right now talking about all that, because it makes sense. They're underlining, pushing another agenda with it. But you could go and YouTube, just put in microdosing psilocybin. When we're talking about magic mushrooms, psilocybin cubensis is the strain of magic mushrooms that we're mainly talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those that want to explore, to take this, to go to a new space, to travel beyond, to use the mind and your spirit to reach new heights, explore the uncharted territories. I'm talking about being here talking to you, but I'm so in control of my consciousness while I'm here talking to you. At the same time I'm doing that, I'm off, astral projecting at the same time in a whole nother realm, a whole nother dimension, studying things that I'm receiving and downloads at that same time while I'm talking to you. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about separation, but the ultimate connection within that separation. I'm talking about something completely different. When we go on mycelium journeys and stuff like this, we know that time doesn't exist. And when you're in that realm, time definitely does not exist. I could go off onto that realm for about easy, long journeys. I'm talking about 10 hours is easy. 10 hours is easy. 10 hours is regular. 8, 10 hours, that's regular. I've been on journeys 14 hours, 16 hours. But 16 hours here, 16 hours here is like, in the other realms, 16 hours could be years. So imagine me going into those realms for what is years at that time, going through studies, learning things, doing different things, and coming back, bringing that information back with me. When in this realm, I've just been gone for 14 hours, but in that realm, I've had a whole other life for a few years. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about pushing the envelope further than what we know. This is what I'm talking about. So yeah, for those people that need the microdose and mental health benefits, lovely. Do your research. There's tons of it out there. But I'm for the explorers. I'm for the psychonauts. I'm for those people. Do you know what I mean? And these things are complementary to the practices of health and wellness, really and truly. When we get into the realms of of subtle energies, chakras, movements, Sekem, life force. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. We're walking Wi-Fi. We're walking Wi-Fi, literally, picking up a whole bunch of things, intercommunicating with different realms and dimensions at the same time. It's like it's like we're a mobile hotspot. We're tapped in. They're tapped into us, but we act like these things don't exist. When we go through particular things, we just see it as what it is here. Like, oh yeah, I have a cold right now. How do you know you have a cold and you just didn't receive a download, a major download that's triggering yourself and releasing itself as a symptom of a cold? But now all of a sudden you have all this new information in your head that you never even studied. That's a download, So I want to just move on and deal with things on the other level and not be scared to talk about what we're dealing with. Be authentic with yourself. No, I don't want to tell anybody that I do this. Like, who cares? Who cares? You're in a time right now, you're facing a pandemic. People are dropping like flies off this world. Like, you need to step into your own power. Step into your own power before you're gone, because no one is promised. No one's promised tomorrow. No one's promised today. You know what I'm saying? But once again, yo, Minnie, what's up, Minnie? Peace. That's real. Yeah. Much, I already said that. Yeah, Stefan. Namaste. Marrying the planet is in this stuff. 100%. Advanced ancient technology made by ancient humanoid beings. If they were made by humanoid beings, I don't know, but I know that they're ancient. And remember this form is limit. This form is limitation within itself. It's not like we were always in this form. Remember, we're energy. We're energy. We've been, I feel that we've been many different forms throughout our existence. You know what we do now? We always look for evidence of stuff. Oh, well, what book did you get that from? How do you know this? Where's the record of this? Like, this record keeping is just in the later time of our existence, really and truly. You know what I mean? Imagine if records were destroyed on purpose for us to just explore and find again. Do you know what I'm saying? But don't feel a way about, don't not deal with something because there's no record of it or because there's no book. No, you are the book. You are the living book. You know what I mean? You are the breath of life. You are the pulse of the universe. Really and truly. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? So don't always wait for someone else to share their opinion or someone else's perspective before you delve and before you explore and go in. Be that explorer. Stop being scared. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? I don't get it. What else we got in here? Those brothers and sisters need to go into a big trip dose for true healing. Oh yeah, let's go back into doses. So, people don't talk about doses all the time, but yeah, I feel that when on psilocybin, that 2 gram dose, 3 gram dose, that's the party dosages. Those that are heavy psilocybin or magic mushroom users, you already familiar of Baba Kalindi IE, Baba Kalindi EE, which is a master teacher, heavy advocate of in the Mantu arts and the psilocybin journey. So if you're not familiar with him, definitely go online and check him out. Let me see if I can I type his name. Kalindi EE. Yeah, so be sure to check him out. Travel safe. He transcended. He transcended a few months ago, to be honest. Maybe 6-7 months ago. But he's someone to check out that he really is an advocate for higher dosages of psilocybin. So learn, like, when it comes to dosages, it's you can have a 2-3 gram dosage, right? Say you have a 2-3 gram dosage of golden teachers. Cool. Like, okay, I like golden teachers. I like how that works. 2-3 grams is pretty good. I like how that works. And next thing you know, 2 weeks later, you go to do the same dosage again, but that dosage doesn't even hit you. Doesn't even hit you for whatever reason. For whatever reason. It could be a number of things. The digestive system is going through some particular issues. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of factors going on. You got a lot going on in your life. You're not really settled. You never know. There's so many factors that could prevent it from hitting you properly. But then at the same time, you could be like, okay, well, yeah, this 2-3 gram dosage is pretty good. I'm comfortable with this. And next thing 2 weeks later, you go ahead and do that same 2-3 gram dosage of Golden Teachers, and that shit fucking puts you on your ass. You are out of here. You don't remember it. You're like, you feel, you have no idea. You have left the earth altogether. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to like get caught up in dosages. I've been here the whole time, and I forgot I was about to roll up. I was supposed to be rolling up, but whatever the case. So I'm finding that like these like dosages and stuff when it comes to psilocybin, it's like it's hard to deal with. Like it's hard to really make sense of what dosages are what. But for myself, yeah, I don't know, 8 grams, 2-3 grams is like, that's a microdose for me. that's a micro. Y'all be going in on that. I'll be like, I take 2-3 grams and I go and teach 5 people like nothing, like, you know what I mean? So 8 grams is more like, all right, we having a party now. Now, I'm not literally talking about party. Like what I call party could be some intense shit that no one wants to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Another thing, let me tell you that when you take a psilocybin, get used to approach it like this. First of all, don't expect anything. Don't expect like, ooh, I'm going to see the moon's going to talk to me and I'm going to see this, I'm going to see that. Don't expect anything. Don't expect anything. But at the same time, don't wait for it. I think that's a space that you don't want to be in. Like, what I mean, wait for it. Like, you take 3 grams and then you just sit down like, okay, it's been 2 minutes. I don't feel anything. Fine. Huh. 4 minutes, nothing. No. You don't want to do that as well. You know what I mean? You stay active. Just let yourself flow through it. So it's cool. Like for those people, some people might like to go into breath work. Let me do some breath work. Let me do some yoga or whatever the case. Do something else. Don't just sit there and wait for it to come into effect. Do you know what I mean? Don't. It's just, you'll find yourself putting yourself off altogether. But then, I was trying to link it with something else I was saying earlier, but I forgot. But yeah, now when we get into the higher dosages is different, is very different. Not even to scare you, but sometimes you could get into a zone where you're not able to come back as quick as you thought you could. You know what I mean? We're used to being in complete control of your mind. But what if you're seeing things that you don't want to be seeing? What if you're feeling things that you don't want to be feeling? Do you know what I mean? So start on the earlier dosages. Like you really have to ride that wave through. Yoga is a great place to start with because it allows you to develop a focus, develop a driste point, a point of focus. So it's like when I go into those zones, I think like I always have a particular anchor. Where's my anchor or where's my breadcrumbs? Like I'm Hansel and Gretel. I laid some breadcrumbs down so I know the trail to follow if I need to get back, So if I am in that zone, I'm spazzing out, like everything's so intense. I don't know where I am and like, whatever the case. I don't know how I do. Maybe because I've just been on it for a while, but I see like, okay, what is the issue? What is the issue? Okay, remember, what you're seeing, it's here, but I'm not going to be harmed by it. Do you know what I mean? So I start looking at those things differently. Okay, you know what? All right, cool. This is, even though I'm looking at something that I've never seen in my life before, that doesn't mean that I'm in danger. I think when you're out of those spaces, within your mind, it communicates. You're like you're trapped in this point of danger. Like, oh, I'm in danger. Am I going to get back? Am I going to stay trapped here? Oh my God, what's going on? And you get in that zone, And people call that okay, having a bad trip, but you need to have bad trips. What you call bad trips. Stop calling it bad trips, because you need to be able to find your way through that, work your way through that. I don't look at those things as bad trips. Do you know what I mean? You just veered off course. Well, you just need to get back on course. Okay, you're gonna have bumps along the way. This whole them promoting magic mushrooms and the other plant medicines as some hippie stuff, that it's all love, peace, and happiness, groovy, man. Yeah, it's not all that. You're gonna experience all the emotions that you go through, that you're able to go through. You're gonna experience all of that. You know what I mean? So when you're going through your journey, be ready to be happy, extreme happiness. Be ready to cry. Be ready to be just confused. Whatever it is, just ride through it. That too will pass. You're on a stream. Just ride through it. Always just try to reconnect to the breath and just like ride through it. If you're not familiar with these things, have a guide. But I know I'm skipping through things, but I'm just lightly touching base right now. I think later on I'm probably gonna make a more in-depth video, that I have points that I'm speaking on that I could refer to. There's question and answers that we go through, and we'll really get into the talks of it, because let's be real, a lot of us are doing these things, behind closed doors, and we need some more guidance. But we don't want to admit what we're doing to anyone else, because we're scared of being judged, because let's be real, majority of times, like, that's what we do. We just judge. Oh, let me judge this, let me judge that. Oh, why are you doing this if you say that you do this? Or in my reality, someone that does this shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? You don't fit that model. Yes, I get you. What we got here? Let me see. Nonetheless, would love to tap into that realm and possibly have higher awareness of lost loved ones, etc. if possible. All that is possible. I feel that everything is possible. Everything is possible. It's training. It's mindset, really and truly. There's nothing is impossible, and yes, you could connect to all. Lost loved ones and all that in those realms. Yes. As we are. When I say made by humanoid beings, I'm specifically referring to plants like ayahuasca and the Moors that complement it. Mycelium is billions of years old, intergalactic mother psychedelics. 100%. 100. Well, you better be dropping some information like that with your name being Mycelium Floetry. So yeah. Heavy. That was a heavy one. You done 10, 20, 30, 40 trips that Kalini I talked about. Highest I've done was 5G of cubes with Siran Rumoy. I guess that's a different strain. Yes, Silahauska, which lasted 12 hours instead of the usual 6. Okay, so the highest I've done was, or let me say the most psilocybin I've had in my system in a day was probably about 17 grams. That was in a day. I didn't take that in one sitting, but that was the most amount of psilocybin that I've had in my system in one sitting. But the most I've taken in one sitting is probably 12 grams. You know what I mean? And yeah, you have to be. Let me not even go into that. It's a different level. Not a fan, but love using them in. Where else? Awful vibes from Atlanta. Yeah, peace. Peace up. ATL. Down. Yo, you know what? Yeah. This is the space that I want to start getting into. Like, let's be real. I know the majority of the people that follow me, they've connected me along the years because of the Kemetic yoga, the Egyptian yoga, maybe because of the consciousness, maybe because I was a vegan, for all these different particular labels over the years. But you know what? I'm on to the next. Forever changing, forever growing. You know what I mean? And this is a call for a new tribe, a new Smaitawi tribe. So It's those that want to experience life on another level. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the box, really and truly. And being authentic about yourself and using the technology that we're given. Really, it doesn't always have to be for medicine. It just be that's what you want to do. That's just what you want to do. I just love taking shrooms. That's it. Why are you taking so much time? Because I love them. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Simple. Yeah. And you know what? And being like this has caused me to have a fallout with many of my teachers over the years. Many. If it wasn't for if I was a different character, you wouldn't be seeing me right now, because a lot of teachers really tried to silence me. A lot of teachers wanted me to be their junior. Not be Rebel Yogi. They wanted me to be their junior, to be their mini me. But I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think we spoke enough. We spoke enough about today. But for those that are active on this, shout me. Let me know. We could have some dialogue. Let's pump this out into the world more. You know what I mean? We got enough people doing yoga and juicing, and we got enough of those people. Like, let's be real. I'm not here for that. Even though that's what I do, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't do that. That's what I do. It's my regular day to day. It's like I don't even think about those things. I share them with you all because I know that it helps to inspire and motivate you all. That's perfectly cool. So yeah, I do that, but I'm tired of having the same talks over and over again. You know what I mean? I'm tired of it. What do you expect me to do? I'm not a robot. Like, these things have to be interesting for me as well. And me just constantly talking about the same shit over and over and over again. Oh, it's a new person. Oh, let me talk about this again. I'm done. So if you're following me and thinking that I'm going to start talking more about vegan stuff or more about things that I talked about, for my last 10 years on here, I'm not. If you're not into anything that I said here today, then that lets you know that maybe it's time to unfollow me. Peace.